flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and the video that you're about to see is way back in October when I'm finishing the planting of the hoop house. So let's jump back in to the planting of the hoop house, and this was, I think, October 29th. Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and this is the second part in a video series where I am planting Henry the hoop house. Now yesterday I was able to plant three different types of Campanula. We planted the lavender and then the two new varieties that I'm trying that's grown from tissue culture, the evergreen blue, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the other one. I'm gonna put it here. And then I ended up finishing off that first row over here with the feverfew, like 128 plugs of feverfew. Now I'm coming on the opposite side of Henry, and I'm gonna start here with delphinium. Now I have a few different kinds of delphinium, and delphinium doesn't need to be planted in a hoop house. However, I want to get these blooms as early as possible, so I'm gonna force them a little bit earlier in here. Now, delphinium is not something that I've grown at large for cuts before. However, when I was forced to buy in blooms from a wholesaler, I found that I was drawn to delphinium, and I ordered it in from my wholesaler probably 5 times last year, and it's expensive to buy in flowers if you don't grow them yourself. So I thought, you know what? I really love delphinium. They really added the perfect pop and that perfect spike to my arrangements. So I decided to go ahead and, well, grow way too much of it. So I have 3 different varieties. 2 of the trays I have in here. Well, I meant 3 trays. I have 3 different trays. This one is Delphinium Pacific Giant Mix, and so is the other tray. So that's what we're working with here. I think these are 128 trays or 129 trays. There are that many plants. So I'm gonna go ahead and start over here. I'm probably not gonna be able to record the whole entire planting because my phone battery is down to 12%. It's hunting season, and the guy across the road from me keeps sighting in his gun with target practice. So every once in a while, you might hear a random shot. So I apologize if that scares your animals or gives you guys a fright. I'm just gonna put a little bit of Plantone in each hole before I do this because I don't really know how nutrient dense my soil is in here, and I've been a bad farmer and I did not send soil out for testing this year. So we're just gonna add a little bit of all-purpose fertilizer. Jeez. In years past, this corner has gotten really weedy, so I'm excited to see the difference it'll make by having this fabric down. It's kind of out of control with the weeds in here without fabric. This is just literally a field next to my house. Put a hoop house up and hope for the best. Oh, I suppose I should tell you guys that if you didn't watch my last video, this is a pre-burned landscape fabric, woven fabric from Farmer's Friend. I got the 4, I think they're 8 inches apart, these holes. It's got the 4 holes across. It's the most that they have. I actually might contact the company because I would be willing to pay for one with more holes. I think that that would be beneficial for not only me, but a lot of other flower farmers who want to reuse this inside of a high tunnel. I would pay for one with probably double the holes and maybe a little bit smaller of a hole, and that way I can use it for more things in here. I definitely actually am going to reach out to the company about that. I don't know how receptive they would be to suggestions, but I know that people like myself and some of my other friends would be very interested in one with more options, like for snapdragons and stuff like that. And even Lisianthus, I plant much closer than this layout, so I think that it would be beneficial for them, and they would sell them if they made a tighter pattern. However, there are definitely some varieties that I usually plant closer that will benefit from planting it further apart. Oh, I did it again. I literally just killed that one. I should squeeze the bottoms, but I'm being lazy. Okay, so what else was I going to tell you? Oh, I was reading though on I was talking to you guys the other day about my Campanula spacing, and that how when I space them so close together, I really only got one stem per plug, which, you know, you want more than that. You want them to be cut and come again. And Campanula can be. So I was reading on Farmer Bailey's website, and they were recommending an even wider spacing and saying, like, if you do like 12 inches, you would get 7 or 8 stems per. And this being 8 inches, that's much bigger than what I was doing before, much wider apart than I was doing before. So I think that I will be seeing more stems per plant. At least I hope so, especially on those specialty brand new tissue culture varieties, because those plugs were probably almost $4 each. So can you imagine? The plug itself was $4. Let me check my math on that. But if you're only getting one stem, yikes. That's just because it's brand new. And Farmer Bailey actually just was telling me about the breeders of that variety, and I'm really honored that I'm growing it. So yeah, they're expensive, but they're brand new and there's nothing like them around, and I cannot wait until springtime, because like most flowers, pictures don't do them justice. So I'm really excited to actually see them with my eyes, and of course you guys will have to see them through video, but if you come to my shop in the spring, maybe you can see them then. I want to tell you guys that I do appreciate everyone who does come to my shop, because I would say not every day, but most days when I'm open, I get someone that stops in from out of the area who just watches me on YouTube and just wanted to come and see the shop for themselves. There are some people who think that it's smaller in person, but most people can't believe how widespread the shop is, that it's bigger than what it appears, just because it takes up, I mean, there's 5 buildings, plus a barn, plus a parking lot, plus a couple acres out back, plus the house, but you know. So most people think that the actual space itself is bigger than what I show it to be on the interwebs. But yeah, it's fun. You guys should come and check us out. We're going to be expanding. We're adding a cafe. We're adding a huge retail shop. We're adding services. Next year we're going to be doing graveside plantings. We're also going to be expanding to offer full floral services like funerals and you know, weddings and showers and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of work. I desperately want to make sure that all of it is done well, not just done, but done well. So I'm going to take my time and make sure. All right, I'm going to finish planting the delphinium, and I will show you guys when it's all done. It's another busy weeknight, and you know what that means. It's HelloFresh to the rescue. We've got several options this week. Melty Monterey Jack burgers, one pan, beef enchiladas verdes, but today I'm going with creamy pesto cavatappi with burrata cheese. I am so excited about this dish. Real ingredients, and the best part, this is a 20-minute meal. It's on the table in 20 minutes. HelloFresh has doubled their menu size with more than 100 recipes each week. There are bigger portions and twice as many healthy options with 15 high-protein recipes. This time of year, I'm all about staying on track with my health goals by cooking as often as I can at home, which means avoiding takeout when I can. Oh, I got it out just in time. Some of the breadcrumbs were starting to burn. Oh, it looks and it smells delicious. Oh, while that is cooling down, let me tell you about the deal that HelloFresh has for you. Get up to 10 free meals on your first box at HelloFresh.com using the code FlowerHillFM. Free meals are applied as a discount on your first box. New subscribers only, and it varies by plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals at HelloFresh.com using the code FlowerHillFM. Visit the link in the description box of this video. Okay, I think it's cool enough for me to try. Oh, wow. It smells amazing, doesn't it? It smells amazing. And it is. It's delicious. And dare I say, it's Brad Pitt approved. Oh, yeah. A lot of people get like nervous when they see spiders. I actually don't mind seeing spiders in here because I know that they're going to be eating the bad bugs. So welcome, little spider. Welcome. Okay. The first tray of Pacific Giant is in, and now I did get the third tray. The second tray of Pacific Giant, that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm fill in. And then the third tray, it's a totally different variety because, well, not totally different, but it's a different variety because this is the mix. And the third tray is a Delphinium Pacific Astellat, which is a double pink Delphinium. So excited about those. I'm going to get them in the ground. Well, look what my husband found. I have been searching for this bit for 3 days now because I knew it would make my life easier out here. However, I knew it would make a bigger mess, and I just started using it to plant the foxglove because I finished all of the delphinium. It is in here. It is about, I would say the house connects right there, so I have about 65 feet of delphinium. But do you see how nice the dirt looks right there? Like, it's not crazy all over the place. And right here where I use the drill, it makes a little bit more of a mess, but I guess that'll be okay. I'll shove the soil back when I plant. Okay, let's get this foxglove in. It is a Digitalis Foxy mix, and I believe there are 128. So I'm finding that when I reverse the drill and back it out the actual proper way instead of just pulling it up, a lot less soil comes up with it. So it takes another half second to actually reverse the drill, but it does seem to make a difference in the mess that it makes. So I will take that half second. Okay. I can smell remnants of, I just took a sourdough loaf out of the oven. It smells so good, and I think I have enough time. It's like 4 something, and I like to let them cool for about 2 hours after I take them out of the oven. So we're gonna be able to have fresh sourdough with dinner tonight. I'm so excited. I might not plant this full tray of foxglove. I'm having a little bit of panic because of how many plugs that I have to plant that are not ranunculus. I don't want to take up all of my space. I want to grow at least 500 ranunculus. I usually grow more. And I know that once these plugs are in the ground, I don't think that I'm going to have 500. So I actually might see if a couple of other flower friends of mine need any plugs. Because I would prefer having my ranunculus in here. In fact, I'd like to grow 1,000 ranunculus. I actually might burn more holes in this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I need another hoop house. I do, in my previous video, I did say that I wasn't in love with this hoop house anymore because of the width. I just feel like it's limiting me. However, I do have room for more, so we'll see. I do have room right here actually for more. I probably could put a 30-foot wide one or maybe a 20-foot wide one next to this one. We'd just have to leave at least the tractor width, like the bucket, because we'd have to snow blow in between during the winter time. We can't have them, like if you've ever seen Florette's videos where she's got those hoop houses literally on top of each other, I can't do that here because we get 20 feet of snow in the winter time and there's no way that they would make it through the winter. So you need to have space in between them when you're growing in cold country. And we are growing in cold country. It's actually like 40 something degrees right now. So I'm actually going to pause and message some growers and see if anybody's interested in some half trays. It's the next day and I'm out here planting. Right now I'm planting Nigella, and it is one of the most beautiful fillers that I grow. It's also called Love in a Mist or Puff in a Mist or whatever. They're simply stunning in arrangements, and I have 2 different trays, a total of 4 trays, which I think is ridiculous. And I probably am going to see if any other local flower farmers wants to buy a tray or 2 from me, because I am quickly running out of room for ranunculus, and no bueno for that. So right now I am planting the Nigella Delft Blue, and then I am also growing the Jekyll mix that has a bunch of different colors in it. So that's what I have right now, and I've got one 128 tray in, and I'm working on the second tray. I'm going to hold off on planting the other 2 trays. This is probably all I'm doing today. I also started planting the white Campanula up at the front of the hoop house. I'm just bouncing back and forth, but I'm finding this drill to be extremely helpful, and I'm doing the switching the toggle from going down and then going up, going down and then going up, and it's not making that much of a mess with the soil. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Anyway, I'll check back in when I'm done planting this tray. I only ended up planting about 2/3 of the tray of foxglove, and I went and got one of the hoses in town because I didn't have enough length to water the stuff in the back here. The Campanula that I planted the other day is still looking good. The feverfew is looking great. And we had 24 degrees this morning, and I don't have any frost cloth out here yet. So I'm going to go ahead and continue right here with the Nigella. So the Nigella starts, let's see, foxglove ends there. And then I did the first tray of Nigella, and then I'm doing the second tray of Nigella here. I just think that that's going to be enough Nigella, and I don't need those other 2 trays. Really starting to worry that I don't have enough room for ranunculus. I'd like to grow 1,000 ranunculus. I have enough corms to grow 1,000 ranunculus, and those are like my money flowers, you know. Not that fillers are not important, because they desperately are, but I want those beautiful ranunculus. I actually called and got a couple quotes on some high tunnels today, and Brad and I kind of decided that we would put it behind this one, not where I had originally thought that it would go. It would just be easiest, and that's where the land is the flattest, to put it behind this one. But it's you know, roughly an $8,000 to $12,000 investment, depending on whether or not you do the roll up sides and all, you know, what kind of ends you get, etc., etc. So it's not especially for the 30-foot wide. Another one of these, it'd be like $4,000 or $5,000, and then you have to install it. And to get the wider one, it's a little bit more expansive. So I've got some quotes with, I think, 3 or 4 different companies, and we will see if that's in the cards for 2026. I am putting all of my eggs in the 2026 basket, because I could not have another year like this one. I'm getting so tired again, guys. I'm still, my momentum is not 100%, and I still have some issues and 2 more surgeries coming up. So I'll probably go into some of those issues, because I guarantee you a lot of you guys are dealing with it as well, and it's like fibroids. Lady problems. Oh, let me get these planted. That is about, let's see, 128 plus 128, so 256-ish Nigellas. And I could have started these from seed, but this was just the strangest year of my life. It really was. So maybe next year I do them from seed, but this year we buy plugs. But honestly, with the amount of planting that I've been doing and with how busy we are and with my online merch store and all the other things that we're taking on, and now with the podcast, my time is precious, and so are these plants. And if I don't have time to take care of them, then they're not going to make it into the ground. And the most important thing is that I grow these beauties and get them to my customers. So, watering these bad boys in. If you don't use the red drum nozzle, you're crazy. This is just like a rain shower. It's perfect for watering, especially at the nursery. Oh, look. The water is reminiscent of my year. It's going downhill fast. Guys, I messed up. I messed up big time. So last night I was on Farmer Bailey's website looking at some pricing and stuff. And I looked at the foxglove that I ordered. And I always grow first year flowering foxglove. And this is a biennial. Which means it won't flower in the spring, which means it's taking up valuable real estate in my hoop house and I can't have it in here. So I am removing all of those plugs. I didn't plant the whole tray. Remember, I only planted half the tray. But regardless, there's like 60 plugs that are planted at least. I'm removing all of those to make room for more ranunculus or anemones. I might do Levante Rosa right there. I'm sad about it because, whatever, but I'm happy about it because I was kind of panicking that I had too many plugs in here that were not ranunculus and anemones. And yes, this is the 4th nail polish in this video. Sorry, I'm a little bit addicted. So I had a doctor's appointment today. So I'm just getting back and I just ate lunch and I just watered in here. And now I'm going to pull those foxglove plugs and I think I'm going to plant, like I said, the Levante Rosa in there. And then I have some more Nigella to plant. I still have this partial tray of white Campanula to finish out this row. And then I have a row of pink Campanula, which I think will go, I would say 2/3 of the way down the hoop house. And then I have the pansy tray to plant, and then the rest is going to be ranunculus. I need to soak them. I have not soaked the ranunculus yet. Last year, I experimented a little bit by just soaking some and then planting them in the ground without like pre-sprouting for 2 weeks in the house. And that seemed to work fine. Honestly, in years past, when I have sprouted them and they had a lot of greenery and I planted them out, that first greenery was killed anyway by the cold temperatures. And so they re-sprouted anyway. So it's probably just the same as putting them in the ground just by soaking them and planting them. It's warm in here again today, and I am grateful for the warm temperatures inside because it was 24 degrees this morning. So we are getting into winter. We are almost into November, which, I mean, not tomorrow. 2 days from now is Halloween, and here where I live, we will occasionally have snow on the ground for Halloween, if you believe it or not. But usually by mid-November, we've had our first big storm of the year. Usually it's, between 4 and 8 inches for the first blast of winter. And usually that melts and we'll get snow again later in December. But we're coming up into snow season. So I do have some time to plant the ranunculus. But I want to get as much done as possible because of my surgeries. I'm running out of time. I'm really worried about the hose in here because these rows are so close together. I really want to look into something that will go so that the hose hangs above so that I won't trample my plants, because let me walk up here, but when I move the hose around, it already is taking plants out of the ground because obviously they're not rooted in yet. But the hose snagged this plug out, and I know there was a second one as well that I had just noticed, but it definitely snags the plants out of their holes if it hits it. Where's that other one? I know I saw a second one. Oh, right here. These poor babies. So I'll let you know if I find a solution for the hose problem. But that's kind of why I planted the opposite ends, so that I wouldn't have to worry about the hose dragging anything as much as it could. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the foxglove first. And I'm going to plant that outside somewhere. I'm just going to go around with the drill and drill holes and plant them all over the place, because they are a biennial that will eventually bloom I actually might plant them in the tree line with my peonies, and I've got some daffodils and stuff over there, so I might do that. Fortunately, these foxglove, oh, they look so good too. They were just planted, so they haven't started to root in yet, but they will live someplace else. Look how good they look. Gosh, I wish they were first year flowering. I'd leave them in here, but they're not. I'm not gonna bother taking the time to put them back in the plug tray since I'm just replanting them, so I grabbed this heavy duty bootstrap farmer tray, and I'm literally just throwing them in. Oh man, some of them are so happy in their homes. This is such a bummer, but okay, it's fine. It's okay. It's equal parts bummer, equal parts yay. I think actually I'm going to plant the Nigella that I have left here, just so it's all together, and then I'll plant the anemones in the side. They were really happy here, so that's good news. I'm grateful that I was randomly on the website last night, because I would not have known. I always buy Dalmatian, and honestly, I was gonna sell that half of the tray that I didn't plant on a local, remember I mentioned maybe selling them on a local forum, and I went to go see what I paid for them, and as I was reading it, and it said a true biennial, and I'm like, no. Oh man, they look so good though. It's okay, they're gonna look good outside. A few more rows, and then these are lifted. Takes a lot less time to lift them than it did to plant them, I'll tell you that right now. Hi, who's in here? There's a chipmunk in here again. He just keeps going all over the place. Excuse me, sir. He better not chew my plants. He better not. If he tries to chew the foxglove or the delphinium, toxic, toxic. Okay, I got them all lifted. Now I'm gonna go get the Nigella to plant here. Oh, there's another one. I forgot, I missed one. I missed it because it was broken off, but all right, I'm gonna go get the Nigella. I was just briefly, I'm a little bit crooked, it's all right. I was just looking online, and Farmer's Friend, who makes this high tunnel that I have, they actually do sell an overhead irrigation system. And because I am planting them so tightly, that might be something. I just sent the link to my husband for him to take a look at, because Brad built the irrigation systems that I have at the shop, which are drip irrigations for the hanging baskets. So I'm not sure we need to buy the whole kit, but we could perhaps, because we have the drip lines, we just don't have the overhead sprinklers. And I think we might be able to purchase some parts from Farmer's Friend and create our own overhead drip system here. And overhead watering is not always the best, but honestly, I do a lot of overhead watering, especially in town. All of my 4-inch annuals I overhead water, and for many years I overhead watered all of the annual flower fields here at the farm. So I mean, no water versus overhead watering, I'm okay with it, especially if we could set it up on a timer. That would be even better. There were days where I would literally send Miranda, she's one of my helpers, I would literally send her in here to water the hoop house, and I'd be paying her for 2 hours of time just to water the hoop house. 2 hours adds up every 2 or 3 days I'd send her here to water. And so I think it's actually a cost savings by spending the money on the irrigation kit versus paying someone to come here and water it. Maybe. Got that much of a tray in. That's exciting. I'm planting the rest of that right here next to the other tray of the Delft Blue. I am confused royally. I thought that tray of Campanula, my final tray, was pink because I've planted white, dark blue, whoop, and then the two fancy ones. Wait, did I plant the pink already down there? I'm gonna have to check the empty trays. I might have. I think that's pink. I can't find the tray for it though. I just looked all over the place and I found the tray for everything else, but I know that it's in my prior vlog. So when I say that I have to reference my old videos to figure out where I planted stuff, that is not a joke. Okay, so that must be dark blue, fancies, pink, Feverview. Okay. I just know that I bought rose. Yes, I bought rose. Okay, and this one is that deep blue. Ooh, look at my nail. Isn't that so fun? They are color changing, hot and cold. Woo! Back in the hoop house. It's a few days later. Not gonna lie, I had a procedure done yesterday where I was under anesthesia, and I'm feeling okay. A little tired as the anesthesia wears off, but got some issues, some gastro issues. Of course, pile it all on. Anyway, I am planting the tray of ballerina mix pansies. I just started. I've got the first like 20 of them or so in, and they're not hardy to my zone. This is an experiment inspired by my friend Gail. I've talked to you guys about that. This is something that I'm just going to see, hey, are they going to live? Are they going to die? So fingers crossed that the ballerina mix makes an appearance in spring bouquets at Flower Hill Farm. All right. She is done. So my zipper broke off, and Brad bought this sewing tool, but he doesn't think it's wide enough. But I didn't know you bought that. Thank you. Yeah, the zipper broke, so we had tape on it. Oh my gosh, what a hand. Oh my gosh. You want another hand?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, hey. Okay, so I forgot to record an ending to that video. Just a very brief update for those of you, a reward for those of you who stuck around to the last 30 minutes into this video. I have had all of my surgeries. I'm 6 days post-op for my hysterectomy. I will be recording a much broader video about that coming up later this week as I start my Lisianthus seeds. But I thought I'd show you the inside of the hoop house right now. You saw that clip. The sewing machine didn't work, so Brad ended up having to use buttons. It's still not perfect. We need to tape over it. Okay, today is what? It's Tuesday, December 16th, I think. My son and I pulled out this frost cloth. It's a double layer on everything. Obviously not everything is planted, so it's not perfect, but okay. Campanula. The cover has come off of a little bit, but that's the Campanula right here. That's looking good. Had a little bit of an issue with that chipmunk that's been in here. It has been chewing on quite a bit. It not only was chewing down the delphinium, but it was also chewing down the nigella, and it basically slaughtered my pansies. That's going to be a problem. I need to get traps set up in here because I cannot lose my whole entire crop. I mean, you guys see how much work this is. This is more of the Campanula. Let's move down. The pansies should be right after this. The pansies were eaten back to the ground. I think they started to grow back a little bit, but look, the pansies were there, guys. They have been chewed down to smithereens, and this is so sad for me. Looking amazing though is Feverview. Feverview just loves to be cold. We've gotten down to about 19 degrees below zero so far. Everything in this hoop house has survived, and double layer frost cloth seems to be working. The nigella looks a little bit sad. It also looks a little bit dry. We're going to be in the 40s for the next couple of days, so I'm hoping that I can convince my husband to get the hose out here so that we can give these guys a drink. Otherwise, they might dry up. You guys can see just how much the chipmunk chewed. I mean, there was so much green on this nigella. It was It was a lot. Like it ate so much. So while it is a frustrating update, there is still excitement and beautiful things growing in here. This is overdoing it. This is doing too much. So I'm gonna go back and sit on the couch. I haven't really been off the couch for, it's been 6 days since surgery, so I'm tired. This will all be melting off here very soon. Like I said, it's gonna be 40s the next couple of days, and I cannot wait. So thank you so much for sticking around, and we'll see you soon. It's too much. Yesterday I was able to walk. I planned on doing like a 10-minute walk, just a loop in my kitchen. My house has a whole circle on the ground floor, and I had planned on 10 minutes. That pain, it's painful. I got to 9 minutes and I got very dizzy, so I had to sit down. But this is kind of my first excursion of today, so whew. Surgery is no joke. This smells pretty good. You gotta try it. It's so hot. It's so hot. Hey, why don't you make the most noise that you possibly can while I'm recording? Well, no. Did you just see me spit it out and say, it's so hot, it's so hot? And dare I say, it's Brad Pitt approved. Hi, Kiki.
I don't think so.